Hey there, I'm Garrett Flowers at Cinemark. In Trap, a man takes his teenage daughter to a major concert, but realizes they are caught in the midst of a chilling and mysterious ordeal. I'm here with one of the stars, Josh Hartnett. How you doing?
I'm doing really well. How you doing?
Good, good. I had a great time watching this movie, and it felt very relevant to current events. That's why I think I really liked it. What inspiration did you gather for your role from real people or events?
There were a lot of things going around at the time, right before we shot this, about the Gilgo murderer here on Long Island in New York, and he was a guy who had a family and lived a seemingly normal life and had a job in the city that was a seemingly normal job, and was able to sort of covertly be a serial killer, and that sort of a thing, combined with the fact that, like, reading a lot of books on psychopathy, recognizing that there are about 10% of us in the population that have psychopathic tendencies, it just kind of all fell into place in how I wanted to portray him, which was like this character that has done a really good job of creating this artificial version of himself that's really consistent throughout all different areas of his life, and then able to sort of be this horrible serial killer behind the scenes. And the film was just like this journey, this one-day journey in his life where that facade starts to crack. And yeah, I mean, I had to get into that mindset, which wasn't a lot of fun, but the playing of the character cracking and the sort of extreme lights and darks, all that stuff was a lot of fun.
You know, when it comes to serial killers, I feel like there's really no in between. They're either like super awkward and it's like, oh, you knew they were going to be that way, or they're super personable and fun and very vibrant. So how come serial killers can sometimes have these like personable, normal, great personalities?
They're pretending a lot, and they're very good at it, mimicking. And, you know, the ones that are good looking and charming and, you know, they get their victims much easier because they're voluntarily coming to them. They're getting in the car or going wherever voluntarily. And so and profilers can tell that by kind of the victims, that there wasn't a struggle or this or that. They can tell, you know, hey, this person was probably really charming and very handsome. So, you know, casting Josh, this was that type of killer.
I see them.
Somebody help me!
Dad. 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 Dad.
I'm sorry, Riley, what was that?
Talk to me about filming the concert scenes. You know, how does all that work and come together?
Super fun. It was super complicated. It was the part of that, what drew me to the challenge of directing it was, hey, we're gonna make a real concert. Saleka's gonna write an amazing album, 14 original songs. She has to write them, sing them, perform them, we have to choreograph them, we have to get costumes, we have to figure out the order. What does this album mean to this fictional audience in the movie? And we're gonna put on a real concert while our movie is going on. And you'll feel that, it'll feel real, that you were in a real concert, and that was exciting and very difficult to do, but we kept an extra amount of time before I started shooting just to make a concert.
Oh, your character is super bold, and one thing that stood out to me about him is he would walk into certain settings with confidence. So what did you learn from him about being confident and about just like owning a room?
I took no lessons for my personal life from Cooper. And anyone who is taking lessons for their personal life from Cooper, you need to seek help immediately. Like, don't do that. I think when you have no empathy, it's easier to be confident. You know what I mean? No understanding or care about what anybody else thinks about you or anything else. But you don't want that. I don't want that in my life. I'd much rather be an open wound the way I am and feel like a little bit insecure and at least know I'm human, you know?
A lot of your movies have a supernatural element to them, but I love that this movie was very realistic and didn't have anything supernatural to it. What went into that decision?
You know, for me, it's a genre, the serial killer genre, and obviously one that everyone has seen a million times on TV and in movies and all that stuff. So it was just my take on this genre, but I find the genre just as powerful as a supernatural element because it's a real life monster. It's still a monster. like a fictional monster, but it's a real life monster that exists in society, currently exists. 4% of the United States has no empathy. 4%. That's the stat. That doesn't mean that 4% are killing everyone. It's just scary that 4% are pretending to care about you and I. So that's scary, that urban nightmare that your brother, your neighbor, your teacher, whatever it is, could have a very, very big secret.
Well, y'all, with Trap, you'll get a real life monster and great music all in one. Go check it out at Cinemark Theaters. You can get your tickets at cinemark.com.
I can't get away. I can't stop. I'll just do this one last one.
Enjoy the rest of the concert.